Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Elvin here. Today's topic, quite frankly, I not sure how I'm going to title this video, but I'm just going to spitball and just in my own head, coming from from this election results from the US of A, Trump winning. Quite frankly, it's the writings on the wall. I'll be very frank with you. As with any elections that have been held over this whole year, quite a few upsets, quite a few change in the regime, so to speak. UK has already changed to a Labour Party. Even Japan, who did a lower house snap election, also lost. The incumbent lost. And of course, with America, with Trump, making America great again. I sincerely do hope so. And as a Singaporean who's watching from outside, looking at them, looking at all these, parties, these governments that are changing hands all across the world, what do I think about Singapore? I'll be very frank with you. If Singapore were to do an election even this year or next year, which is a given will be next year, I'm not going to talk much about it, quite frankly, because there's nothing set in stone. But our incumbent, should be quite afraid. I mean, they're going to lose the election. I'll be very frank with you. They won't. But judging from the numerous incidences, from the money laundering case, the biggest, in Singapore, and of course the fraud case, from one of our minister who actually, took money. While this corruption case, not fraud, corruption case that he, allegedly took, and then he's in jail for it now. To be frank with you, a lot of things are not going for any of the incumbent government at the moment, because from COVID to now, there's quite a bit of anxiety and frustration among the working adults. And I say the working adults is because the average working folks are really feeling it. I myself too. That's why all this while I'm documenting my YouTube, on this YouTube channel, what I'm doing, even though I'm not well off, to be very frank, while the many YouTube channels are, boasting their incomes and showing off what they have, their passive income, while they're hitting their 1 million, everything. That's all there is. That's all I'm fine. And then they boasting this free. So, but the value that you can't get from isn't really there. So, from me to you, this election result, I'm technically a Trump supporter. I've seen Donald Trump since I'm very young. He's like 78 years old. He's been in the spotlight for so long, even before social media was really a thing. He's on TV most of the time.
Do you understand me? And I'm going to sue you if I have to. Do you understand me? Yes, I hung up. You didn't get disconnected.
Michael, yes, sir. You're fired.
And yeah, this is something that there's a lot of addressing to. Even in the whole damn world, border issue is a thing. A lot of illegal immigrants are, moving from one country, all the poorer countries, to the, like even to US to make a living, But that isn't supposed to be the case, and it so lacks the mentality of the incumbent governments across the world that it's mind-boggling just for globalization's sake. So, from a true blue Singaporean, here it's really a lost cause. I'll be very frank with you. That one we can discuss in another video if you're really keen about it, because our causeway is going to expand like 3 times of what it is now. In 2025, I think I'm going to maybe post a link of this news article. But in US, there's this wall that I hope they'll patch it up. Now if Donald Trump is in office, he should patch it up. It's so blatant that all these Chinese illegal immigrants are just going through the wall like nobody business. Then of course they're using Mexico to come in, illegally or legally. I have no idea how the border control is like in US. I can't really vouch for that, but it's all over in the news. I do think that it's so widespread that even in Europe, they are even fighting for it. The whites are fighting for it. So there lies the issue. Globalization is really killing the average working folks. And here in Singapore, what repercussion we can get from this? Well, the market in the short term is very volatile now. It's actually going down a little. And rightfully so, because right now it's at an all-time high everything. But of course, SG REITs, which I am currently dollar cost averaging in, won't recover anytime soon, because as with what Donald Trump is doing, he's going to raise tariffs, to help support the local, the working class, to help combat whatever globalization this is, But the tariffs will most likely raise inflation. But the Federal Reserve in US has two mandates. That's the issue. They have two mandates. The mandate is that they are jobs and inflation. And jobs is a sticking point right now, because much as all the stock market, the shares are going higher and higher and higher, everyone is cutting costs because of it. Shares going up because cutting measures are in place. And cutting measures, one of which, the main sticking point, is wages. That's why in my other videos, I do urge you guys, if you have a job, stick to your job. If you are working, be blessed that you are working. You should consider, budgeting, saving, and investing, even if you think that you are losing a job, which, thinking about it will make you even more stressful. So just don't think about it. Just work towards what you can. Not everything is a lost cause. I'll be frank with you. I lived through paycheck to paycheck for God knows how long. And I made it through. Now I'm being flexible with my work. Doesn't mean that you should, you should stick to your full-time job, full-time income. Maybe think of a side income if you have the time. For God knows reason, if you lose your job, at least you have the buffer, the savings, at least the emergency fund, the 6 to 12 months, you have some sort of savings, some sort of fund that you can at least latch on before, at least that's covered. You know what I'm saying? So if you're worrying about it, stop worrying. At the moment, now the market is down. I am consistently dollar cost averaging into the market, the Singapore market, especially the SG REITs, because I think they're very depressed right now. All other markets, I made dollar cost average in, I'm still holding cash. Warren Buffett with Berkshire Hathaway is holding record cash right now, because everything is at all-time high. I did a video about it, you can look over here. I'm also wondering where to even invest, to be honest with you. So, put it to you, this US election is a given. On the side note, I'm not sure whether we will see our good old Kim Jong-un in Singapore with another North Korea-US summit. This was held in 2018. So that could happen. I mean, I'm hoping that he could appease the world with, stopping the war, or at least mitigating up the war a bit, because this war thingy between Israel and Hamas and goodness, Russia, and Ukraine, with North Korea now joining the fray. I have no idea what's going on, man. So, pretty deal is anxiety across the whole board. Again, don't even look at the news. I'm looking at the news because this election is a big one, and I'm a pro-Trump supporter. This is kind of good news for me. And the totality stake, it's going to be volatile for the markets. What could happen in the future, God knows. Just don't think about it. Do emphasize on yourself. That's where I'm getting at with this video. And you should be mindful of your spending as you go forward. I'll be honest with you, it's going to be very rough down the road in 2025. Heck, even Lawrence Wong, our good old Prime Minister, has even come out 2 months beforehand to talk about it, to talk about this whole issue. This year we have a record amount of subsidies given to us from GST vouchers, we have CDT vouchers, we have this climate vouchers, we have God knows where you can use it. Again, it's record. This 2024, we have a record number of subsidies and help from the government, partly because of our GST. It's 9%. I don't know, God knows why we raised our GST when we are so in desperate need of help. So, and even Lawrence Wong did mention in his own video that 2025, he has no idea what's going to happen.
We are monitoring closely how economic conditions will unfold next year.
Temasek Holdings also came out just before the election to say that if Trump will win, the market will not do well. So they are not for Trump to win because Trump is going to help the US economy. Hear that right? You think about it. Our own government is not really happy with the fact that Trump, if he were to win, and he has won, that it won't be good for the economy, our economy, or whatever economy that's going to do business with USA, because he's going to help his US economy. Think about it. Take care, everyone. I'll see you around. Bye bye.